Hello and welcome to this in-depth red chin hunting guide, and we will be hunting them, the red chinchompas, in the private hunting ground in Filled Up Hills. And I'm making this because I could not find a guide to catch red chins in this place. Like, I couldn't find a recommended spot, and so I found one for myself, and now let's share it, yay. Okay, so obviously you need the Western Province hard diaries to even access this place, so you need that, yes. You need 63 hunter to catch red chinchompas. The good thing about this place is not a lot of people are here. Like, you can easily find a world with no one in there, and there's lots and lots and lots of chinchompa spawns. And in this guide we're going to focus on two spawns. Where are these two spawns, you may ask? These two spawns are on the screen marked in purple, and those blue ones, you may be asking, what are they? Well, those are the adjacent squares to the purple ones, and those adjacent squares is where that spawn of Chinchompa could also spawn, but it doesn't happen very often. They'll usually, most likely, spawn on the purple square. The two spawns we're focusing on are northwest and south, so we've positioned our traps in an X formation. This allows us to stretch across both spawns so that we can get both of them with our traps. You're going to want to prioritize the northwest box and the middle box, as the northwest box is the only box that attracts the northwest spawn. And if the northwest box fails at trapping him, the next box the northwest spawn will go for is the middle box. The next few minutes of the video is going to be some simple and basic hunting tips, which you probably may already know, so I'm going to leave an annotation so that you can skip them. You can skip ahead in case you already know them, but let's get started. So the first simple tip is, when you go to dismantle or check a box because it's shaking or whatever, click under the box first and then click on the box to check it, as this will save you time and it's just easier. Especially if you zoom in to like 2 dots from the left with the zoom on the options menu, that makes it so it's easier to click the ground around the traps and the traps themselves, but not so much that you misclick all the time. I'll definitely recommend zooming in because I do it and it makes it a whole lot easier. After your character sets up a box, he'll walk one square to the left, but before he does that you can cancel that by clicking away somewhere. You can utilize this by clicking under the next trap that you're going to interact with, like pick it up or disassemble it. After you've been hunting for about an hour or so, you'll get the rhythm of running away from traps to cancel the last bit of the animation. You'll get it. This next tip isn't very big, but it could sort of affect your XP over a really long run. So if you're getting bombarded by chinchompas, so you're really busy, but they happen to only be going into 4 traps, so let's say one trap has been failed and it's just there counting down until it hits the floor, until it collapses, right? Well, if you're kept really busy with the other 4 traps, you can let it collapse. So then when you do eventually get time to set it back up, you would have saved a few ticks because you didn't have to disassemble it. Now this is like really small, you probably shouldn't pay attention to it, but I'm just saying it. Now if you do have time to go and set it back up, then obviously do, because that would be more efficient. But if you are really busy, it's okay to let a trap collapse, as long as it's not a trap that has a chinchompa in it. Adding on to the last tip, you should be prioritizing, after the northwest and middle box, you should be prioritizing collapsed boxes, then shaking boxes, then failed boxes, which are ones where you failed to catch a chinchompa but it hasn't collapsed yet. I almost forgot to mention another very big tip, not even a tip, it's just to stop misclicking, because you're clicking under traps and on traps. Chinchompas can walk on top of your traps and like through them and all this, so you could misclick on them, but you just set your like attack option to right click, so that you have to right click them first so you can attack them. That would stop a whole lot of misclick, and I recommend you do that definitely. Let's talk about the magic shortbow method. Okay, so when my testing, a magic shortbow would not have increased my XP an hour. There was not a time where I even had the time to shoot an arrow at a chinchompa so that it would spawn back near my traps. So you can totally use a magic shortbow with some arrows if you want, but I did at the start, but it just wasn't worth it. I was getting a slower XP rate doing it. Let's move on to some brief figures. At the moment, Chinchompa is between 500 and 800k an hour GP and 90 to 125k XP an hour. And all of this depends on your speed, and these figures are only taken from me, who at the moment I have 84 hunter. So if you have 90 plus, then you could totally get more than this, but that's what I'm getting at the moment. If anyone has any questions, please do post, because I will try my best to answer them. And also, if you do find a better spot, or you think it's a better spot, tweet me your picture or whatever, the better spot, and I will investigate and decide, and then if it is, I will put it in the description of this video. Get out there, hunt some chins, and good luck on that chinchompa pet. A good way to stop misclicking. A good way to stop A good way to stop misclicking is to use your